speakers, and so forth. So more sitting MPs, MCAs will be joining us in the next few days. Some will be joining us tomorrow. We'll call that press conference when they're actually likely to be joining, or we'll postpone that to next week. So the postponement of the accepting of nomination papers has also been done so as to give a chance to so many current leaders in different parties who have decided to come and join the Jubilee Party. We are very delighted for this, and we're very grateful to this, because this is a vote of confidence in Jubilee Party. As a party, we do have the mandate at the moment as headquarters to keep the doors open to other Kenyans. We know we are very strong. We know that we have a better chance of leading this country again for the next 5 years after 8th of August. But as they would say in some quarters, we don't want to leave anybody behind. We don't want to leave any part of the country behind. If there's any part of the country that feel that they should be on the table with the rest of Kenyans who have joined Jubilee Party, we are keeping the doors open. The doors are still open for other Kenyans not to be left behind. We'd want to form the next government with as many Kenyans as possible. We don't want any community to feel that they are not part and parcel of this country. One of the most important aspects of Jubilee is to reconcile the whole of this country. So it is also a mission of reconciliation. It is a vision and a mission to reconcile Kenyans. It is a vision and a mission to bring Kenyans to be able to share this space that we call Kenya. Very often we have said that the things which have made certain African countries to fail is not corruption, it is ethnic strife. So the number one thing that we know we must do is to deal with challenges like corruption, okay, to deal with challenges of management, of the many things that governments have to manage. But the singular most important thing that can make Kenya fail is if we allow the tribes to fight each other. So it's one last appeal, one more time, 1 week before the time of submitting the list of members to the political party's registrar. It's one more week for more people to come and join us in this endeavor to bring the country together. The next thing also is that our National Elections Board has been constituted in accordance with the constitution of the party, and Mr. Poka Wanyonyi has been appointed as the chairman of the National Elections Board, and his appointment has been confirmed by the National Executive Committee, which was also attended by the party leader, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, and the party deputy leader, His Excellency William Ruto. They will be unveiling the whole board next week on Monday. His appointment as Mr. Wanyonyi is in accordance with the party constitution. The party constitution requires that the person who heads the National Elections Board for the party must also be qualified to be a judge of the High Court. And he fits that specific profile, and therefore he has now been confirmed as the new chair of the National Elections Board of the party, and they will be doing the work of engagement with the IEBC, engagement with the formation of the county election boards, which will be in place in the next few weeks, so as to ensure that the party will have nominees to fight in every ward of this country for Jubilee and for President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy President William Ruto. So we are encouraging our members to continue to support the party in every way possible, to continue with the registration as members. Those who are having problems in terms of uploading, because this is technologically driven membership drive as well, you can always get in touch with the headquarters and you'll be told exactly what to do. Some people are even just sending us the memberships online, and we're able to verify and then upload them ourselves. I think that's all I can say in terms of the party. The other things that we want to say is that we are very, very concerned by recent reports in one of the local newspapers that there's a gang or a cartel of hackers that have been involved in hacking of the computers in the banking industry. And there was fear that those with those kind of expertise can even hack into our electoral machinery. Now, that is a very serious matter, and we know hacking of the electoral system is something which a country like the Netherlands has been so worried about that they have totally cancelled use of electronic system of voting because of fear of backing, and this is the Netherlands. I think we feel vindicated as a party when we insisted that there should be a backup. But we also feel very suspicious why some parties were so concerned and were very, very aggressive in insisting that we must not have a manual backup. And we're even more concerned when some of the people who have been accused of being capable of doing the hacking are actually associated by some of the political leaders coming from those formations. I think that this is a challenge, open challenge to the media profession, just as it is to our investigative arms of government, to interrogate these matters. That's all I have to say. I can take questions. Great, no questions, we can go for a cup of tea. Okay. Yes, sir.
My name is Mombasa from KTN. Two quick questions. One, I would want you to remind on what I watched on TV last night. There's a possibility that parallel parties are being formed to team up with Jubilee. And when Jubilee Party was formed, it was clear that all members wanted to be under one umbrella. Secondly, you've talked...
Why don't I answer one first so that you don't confuse me? Okay. First, I also saw that on news yesterday. It was the first time I was hearing about it. But you know, this is the political season. We call it the season of the hyenas. All kinds of things are happening. There's all kinds of speculation. There are those who would like to have their formations to be associated with the name of the president, because when you are associated with the name of the president, then you are able to get some of the popularity of the president to rub on you. So we expect that there will be a lot of parties who will be claiming that they are with Jubilee. There are a lot of parties who will be claiming that, you know, they're supporting us. At this particular moment in time, as from where I sit, I do not have any formal agreement with any specific party in terms of collaboration. My concentration is to make sure that we run our nominations properly so that we get people to become candidates in our party. And after that, we'll be presenting them to the rest of Kenyans, including His Excellency the President. Yes. Yes.
Your background is communication, and we want you to help us understand the strong language that your party leader used in Turkana 2 days ago. Many are saying it's unpresidential because he is a symbol of unity. What pushed the president to speak in the manner in which he spoke and using harsh words, regardless of the leader that he was addressing? What made him go that direction?
And I'm very lucky I'm not the president, so I don't have to speculate or second guess or talk about the statements by the president. I'm glad you realize where I came from. Yes.
There are various parties that have indicated their interest in working with Jubilee and even supporting the re-election of the president. NAM Kenya, KANU, and so on and so forth. Chama Chap, Maendeleo Chap. What kind of an arrangement do you have with those political parties?
No.
Do you recognize them as such? Now that you merged various political parties, about 13 of them or so, to be members of the Jubilee Party, what is the relationship between those parties and the Jubilee Party insofar as the August election is concerned?
From where I sit, there is no official engagement. But when somebody tells me that they are not in our party, but they are going to support the re-election of President Uhuru Kenyatta, I would be very stupid to go fighting with them.
One more.
Yes. No question, yes? Yes.
One more for
Yeah.
me. President Uhuru Kenyatta is the Jubilee Party leader, and you are the head of Secretariat. Now, just in your own opinion, in regards to what Kaemba asked, do you think, as a party leader, now that you advocate for a peaceful election, but going by what President uttered in Turkana, do you think is somehow contradicting on what the party is advocating for and what the party leader is uttering?
Well, I'm not very clear with the specifics of what you're saying, but I've stated very, very clearly. In fact, I want to answer the first question first. There's the fact that many parties are saying they want to support the president. That is a good thing. It is many voices from many different Kenyans saying they want to support the president. In fact, it encourages us that there are many people who are supporting the president. And if all the journalists in this room would want to tell me that they would like to support the president, I would want to shake your hands because that's a vote for us. So I think, I hope that I'm clear as far as that is concerned. Now, in the profession, somebody has just said that I come from the communication background. In the profession, I have no locus for commenting on the comments of the president. I don't know the circumstances. I don't know exactly what transpired. I was not in that environment. And coming from a communication background with creative editing, I don't know who did the creative editing so as to specifically quote just things out of context. So really, that's something I cannot be able to comment on.
I think the question you were asking
Yes.
wasn't about the editing, but the strong language. Is it presidential? Given that the president is a symbol of unity, and with all due respect, you are the party, you are the head of the secretariat, and it's your party, I presume.
Well, what I can say is that it is not in my province to define what is presidential and what is not presidential. I can tell you, for example, every time I see people who are supposed to be presidential dancing chini mpaka chini and coming up and they're over 70, I start wondering, is that presidential? So really, that's something which you can debate until tomorrow, what is presidential and what is not presidential. Every time I see leaders, grandfathers in their 70s, going chini mpaka kwa chini, almost falling and then coming up and dancing to something called kanunge teko. If you know what that means, I'm wondering what my children are thinking and what my, the younger generation are thinking when they hear that song, and I see members of the political establishment, senior people, some of them have occupied some of the highest positions in this country, and they dance to that song and they go mpaka chini. Is that presidential? We can debate this until tomorrow. Yes, sir. But they want to be president so bad, eh?
Just wanted to know.
I want to take this. I can take your argument, but let me take this.
Are you still going to use the Jubilee smart card in the party primaries, considering that